Fox News viewers recently raged at Fox News for having to accept reality. Now, according to reports, some Fox News hosts, including Lou Dobbs, and as many as 3 other hosts, have aired this pre-tape segment with a spokesperson from Smartmatic. Now, what is Smartmatic? Smartmatic is a voting systems software company. Okay, so this company makes software for voting systems, and they have been caught up in this conspiracy net from Trump supporters that believe that they have assisted Joe Biden in rigging the election and stealing the election away from Donald Trump, our rightful ruler, for the next forever or something. I don't know. So why are Fox News viewers angry about this? Well, let me show you the video, and then we'll get to the reaction to it.
There are lots of opinions about the integrity of the election, the irregularities of mail-in voting, of election voting machines and voting software. One of the companies is Smartmatic, and we reached out to one of the leading authorities on open source software for elections, Eddie Perez, for his insight and views. Eddie is the Global Director of Tech Development at the Open Source Election Technology Institute. We asked him for his assessment of Smartmatic and recent claims about the company.
Have you seen any evidence that Smartmatic software was used to flip votes anywhere in the U.S. in this election?
I have not seen any evidence that Smartmatic software was used to delete, change, alter anything related to vote tabulation.
Smartmatic says its software was never used outside of L.A. County in 2020. Do you know whether or not that's true?
That is my understanding. Smartmatic functioned as the contract manufacturer for the Los Angeles County voting system, and that was a customized system that was effectively built to the county's order. I am not aware of them having any other direct customers, relationships with election officials in the United States.
What about Smartmatic and Dominion? Do you know if they're related, whether one owns the other, whether Dominion uses Smartmatic software?
Both Dominion and Smartmatic have individually and respectively put out very clear statements from their corporate headquarters, each of them indicating they are independent companies, they are not related to each other. It is my understanding that neither one of them has an ownership stake in the other or anything like that. They are, again, for all intents and purposes, 2 completely separate companies.
Have you seen any evidence of a connection between George Soros and Smartmatic?
I'm not aware of any direct connection between George Soros and Smartmatic. It is my understanding that an executive at Smartmatic has some sort of relationship with one of Soros's foundations. That's the extent of my knowledge.
Those are hilarious questions. Now, there's a connection. Is there a connection between Smartmatic and George Soros? What, you know exactly where these questions are coming from, though they're coming from Fox News. Or at least they came from Fox News. Not anymore, though. And so, again, I love how it debunked a lot of the election fraud conspiracies. Fox News is debunking their own conspiracies. It's crazy. It's awesome as well. But that's it. Fox viewers not happy about this. Okay. And this is when Maria Bartiromo ended up showing the same segment there that you and I just watched. And here's what the responses were. So I guess Maria Bartiromo just sold out. Shameful. Fox News needs to be ashamed for making her air this tripe. Another one asks, who got to Maria Bartiromo? Well, it must have been the deep state. Must have been. Why she put this fraud? Eddie Perez, clearly an apologist for Smartmatic. He works for Smartmatic. So yeah, he would obviously be somebody who is in favor of the company. But also, by the way, what he's saying is also true. It also happens to be true. But no, it says, right down to reading back the questions, a deposition trick taught by good trial attorneys. Well, we got a regular law expert on Twitter, by the way. So hey, if I ever need to look up anything like that, I would, I would go to that person. Obviously, a very, very high level of law and knowledge. Very galaxy brain here. One more person. No, I'm sorry, two more people. I love these responses. When an expert says, "I am not aware of," means that they have not done any research and they are getting paid to be on a TV show. Wow, that is ironic. A lot of irony here. It's wow. Another person says, the media has been using an interview with Eddie Perez, a Smartmatic expert, in quotes, without any pushback, to make a case defending Smartmatic. It's a joke. Noticeable in the entire interview was that he answered every question with, "I'm not aware of." To me, this means he knows nothing. You know what that is? That's lawyerly answers. They all do. That's corporate lawyer speak. To say, "I am not aware of," or I didn't see that, whatever, right? Well, the thing is, that lawyerly answer, right, it's been used a lot by Trump supporters as well. Now, I wonder if they would extend the same sort of qualifier to Trump and his staff officials that have said that, "I'm not aware of," or "I'm not sure of," or "I didn't see any evidence of," any sort of connections to maybe the Russian troll networks, that were operating during 2016 that tried to influence the election. Any of that? Any of that? No?
Tighten up my
Well, we know the answer, of course. No. When it comes to that, well then, of course, he says he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know anything. He's not involved. One more, actually. I don't watch many Fox News shows, but I did watch Jesse Waters last night and Maria Bartiromo this morning. Oof, terrible. Bad choice. And at the end of both of their shows, they had to air the clip from Smartmatic saying they were not involved in the 2020 election. I'm guessing this was mandated by Fox. Well, you're not totally wrong there. It turns out that it is. See, this is a result of illegal threat by Smartmatic. It turns out Smartmatic was not in favor of the kind of libelous things that Fox News hosts were saying about their company. And so, well, they threatened to sue. And so, for example, in the threat, they accused Fox News of participating in a disinformation campaign against the firm, saying over the course of the campaign, Fox News published and republished dozens of false and misleading statements regarding Smartmatic. Now, here's the thing, right? If Fox News was right and they were doing fearless truth-telling journalism against a corrupt company that was working with the Chinese and with Hugo Chavez's ghost/corpse in order to elect radical leftist Joe Biden, who's going to embrace communism and force you to get all gay married while eating your babies, and then after they destroy America, well, why did they immediately, at the possibility of getting sued in court and losing a bunch of money, decide to play this video instead of fighting? Oh, right. That's the reason. I just gave it away. It's about money. It's about money, and it's because none of the stuff they're saying is true. And they know this. They know this. That's why they don't want to get sued for saying libelous things against a company. It is completely untrue and meant to damage that company. And see, that's funny because you know what? That person, one of the commenters on Twitter, were asking who got to Maria Bartiromo. Well, it's not just Maria Bartiromo. It's Fox News. You don't want to know who got to Fox News? Corporate lawyers from Smartmatic. And not just, Fox News. You also had complaints against OAN, who's spreading the same kind of conspiracies, as well as Newsmax. Another conservative outlet that is spreading the same kind of falsehoods about this company. Now, again, this is super ironic because Republicans normally love corporations. They love them. In fact, they wanted to give corporations immunity for 5 years in the recent stimulus. And then, of course, gave them gigantic, enormous tax cuts. But But now, apparently, you've got a slight whiff of populism that has entered the Republican sphere, especially among Republican voters. And so you've got a lot of these hosts now that are pretending to be anti-corporate, Tucker Carlson, Laura Ingraham. But still, at the same time, Fox News is still a giant corporation, and they still serve the same vital purpose, which is being the propaganda arm of the Republican Party. Newsmax. Sorry, it was Newsmax. Newsmax. I don't remember what I said the other one. But again, here's the thing. There's no surprise here from Fox News doing what it did. Because again, there's no evidence to back up voter fraud, no evidence to back up the crazy things they're saying about Smartmatic. And so the other reason, again, that they decided to do this after, wringing as much out of the story as they could, by the way, in order to get those, those eyeballs, that viewership and all that, their profit margins were at risk from getting sued. And that's it. And so, hey, now it's over. They got to stop attacking this company, and that's it. That's how Fox News operates. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.